I almost didn't recognize you.
You don't look like your pin.
I'll be finding them.
And we are live. Kevin's here.
Kevin is there, and I believe we are live, and I am in the chat, so if anybody has questions for us, they can ask us that. And I think the only person we may be waiting for is George. So let's see here. How's everyone doing?
Really good.
Excellent.
There.
Fair.
That's better.
Much better. I was gonna say, like, you are definitely not ready for show, Bob. I don't know.
I'm sure none of you guys put any makeup on either, right?
Tons of makeup.
Mine's all permanently tattooed on, so I'm good.
Oh, I'll get to that if I ever let anyone get that close to me again.
I showered. Does that count as makeup?
Oh, I showered yesterday. Congrats.
Yeah! We're really killing it at life. Yes! Toy Geeks is responsible.
I have been showering. The deodorant under my arms is caked about an inch thick, though.
Oh.
So you're fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm good.
Hey everyone, we're live on YouTube. Thanks for joining us. For everybody watching, do we have anybody watching? We have 2 people watching, I think. So we'll see what happens. And the great part is, if you guys want to tell people that we're all live right now, like probably what Kevin is doing, we can do that as well. For those people that are watching us live, remember we do have the chat room open on the YouTube, and you can feel free to ask us questions and give us comments, or if you don't like us, you can just tell us to go ourselves, whatever you want. But
it is raw and edited.
It's unedited and raw. I think so. If you guys look at I think every week I'm going to add something onto that, and I think 4 or 5 weeks from now, it's going to just be covered in different words and things. I'm just going to keep adding things to it and just. But we have a very special guest with us today, all the way from Eric. Is it New Jersey you're in?
Yes, sir.
All the way from New Jersey. It's Eric Cornboy Mays, the man, the legend. If you don't know him, 4 Horsemen Studios. He is one of the 4 Horsemen. And thank you for joining us, Eric. How are you doing?
Hey,
Yeah.
guys.
Applause.
It's going to be fun.
How's it going in Jersey?
Really bad.
Oh no.
It's ugly here. I mean, we're doing okay. The 4 Horsemen Studios has been closed down for I think close to 3 weeks now, and we've all been working from home, only going in for very, very necessary things, like we have to just swap out printer parts, things like that, or picking up paint masters to do. But other than that, we're all working from home, and so far so good. It hasn't hit us yet.
And just so people, for those who don't know, what I mean, we get an idea of what 4 Horsemen Studios is, but can you describe what actually 4 Horsemen Studios is?
Yeah, we're a toy design studio. We Jim Treadaway, Jim Preziosi, Eric Treadaway, and I started at McFarlane Toys 25 years ago. They were there for a year or 2 before I was, and then I joined in, and we worked at McFarlane Toys for 4 to 5 years, and then decided to move on and start our own business. And we immediately signed a deal with Mattel, started producing He-Man, the Masters of the Universe, and some Harry Potter figures, and DC Universe classics, on and on. A lot of stuff for them. We've done work for Toy Biz, Hasbro, Super 7, and a lot of other companies. And now we're doing our own action figures. We've been doing our own action figures for a while, but one line in particular seems to have taken off a little bit, Mythic Legions, and it's doing really well for us. So we're toy designers. Me in particular, I just get the coffee for the guys, and they do all the work.
I highly doubt that. So for a lot of people out there, they might actually have your toys on their shelves because you guys have been doing it for so long. And if they bought, like you said, Hasbro, Mattel toys, Masters of the Universe, Super 7 toys, I mean, they might have toys on their shelves that you guys have done that they may not even know that you guys did it.
Potentially, yes. I mean, Four Horsemen Studios, we've been in business for September of 2019 was the beginning of our 20th year. So we've been in business for 20 years, and we're celebrating that this year. And yeah, we've done a lot out there. Like Eric Treadaway in particular is prolific when it comes to sculpting. He's literally done hundreds and hundreds of figures throughout the toy industry. We've been fortunate enough to have been involved in just about every major action figure property that there's been so far in some way, shape, or form at one time or another. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there that you know you might have on your shelf that we worked on.
That's awesome. That is amazing.
Is there, Eric, is there like an unsung toy that you've worked on that like is really close to you, close to your heart, that you think people wouldn't know is yours and you think is really awesome?
Well, my favorite my favorite superhero is the Thing from Fantastic Four, the big orange rock guy. And it was my dream for us to eventually get to do our own version of the Thing. And we did it one year for Toy Biz. I don't remember the name of the actual line, but it was a Fantastic Four line when Toy Biz had the Marvel license. And he was the Thing that like held this big engine, like Kirby-esque futuristic engine block over his head and could throw it. And they had like a design template that they wanted us to go by. We would rather have like started from scratch and just done it the way we wanted to see it done. But I think that one is one that not a lot of people know that we did. That even though I'm not a huge fan of the sculpture just because of the design, I would rather design a little bit different. It has a place in my heart just because it's the Thing. And we finally did get to work on the Thing.
That's awesome.
Maybe one day we'll actually get to redo it and do it right.
We have a couple of comments. There's George climbing out of his cave, by the way. But we have a couple of comments. Somebody, Ryan says the Thing is so much better than the Hulk.
No, that's not true.
That is true.
And Dano My Toy says Thunder Launch Thing. What's Thunder Launch Thing?
That's what it is. That was the name. Wow, good call. Yeah, it was for one of Toy Biz for a while did a line of figures called Fantastic Four Classics, and I think there might have only been 2 waves. And there was a thing that we did that like I said, Thunder Launch, that he held this big weird engine block looking thing that I made over his head, and you could push a button on his back, I think, and he would throw it, and it was called Thunder Launch Thing.
There it is.
You know what? Hang on. Now that we're talking about the Thing, one second. Let me dig this out real quick.
Hey, George, how you doing over there? George, can you hear us?
George is on mute.
What's that?
Oh, there you are.
Are you eating?
Yeah, isn't this the appropriate time?
You know that you want to eat Cheetos
What's
during.
up, George?
What's going on, CB? Jessica says hello.
Hi, Jessica. So a long time ago, Eric Treadaway actually sculpted me a Thing figure for Christmas. And if we did ever get the chance to do the Thing, this is what he would look like.
Oh, wow.
That is so cool.
I don't know
That's
how clear
amazing.
that's coming out on the video, but hopefully it's good. But he's minimally articulated. He's got he's a turn at the waist. He's got ball joint elbows, a swivel wrist, and a ball and socket neck. And it's just a urethane cap. Oh, he's got like a little twist in the hips so you can get a good balance too. But yeah, Eric sculpted that for me years and years ago when we were a couple of young pups for Christmas one year. So there's only 2 of these in existence.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So I gotta
So
ask,
if we ever did get to do the Thing, this guy is what it would look like.
how many of these like toys do you have that you're like, somebody should really make a toy of this, or man, it would be cool if there was an action figure of this, and then you guys actually have the capabilities to do that? How many of like these kind of like toys do you have that you just wanted to make but were never really released out there?
Well, we have the capabilities. The biggest problem, we don't have the time. That's the biggest problem with everything. There are tons. Eric and I have lists of stuff that we want to sculpt ourselves or fabricate or customize or work on together that we've had since back in the McFarlane days. Maybe after we both retire. He's a lot younger than me, so he'll be retiring a while after me, so I'll get a head start on it. Maybe after we retire, we'll get time to sit down and start knocking some things off of that list. But yeah, we don't get a lot of time to do our own stuff that we want to do anymore.
Sounds like George.
If you wait long enough, Super 7 will just make everything.
Yeah. Well, you're not kidding. I can't wait for people to see some of the stuff we're working on now for Super 7. Holy crap.
Are you working on a lot of stuff for Super 7 right
A
now?
lot of stuff, yeah.
Oh boy.
A whole lot of stuff.
Anything you're allowed to talk about?
Nope.
Okay.
Other than Thundercats and Ninja Turtles, we're still doing more waves of those. The New Japan Pro Wrestling, we just finished up the third wave of those, and they have somehow gotten a lot of really cool licenses that I think people are going to be excited about. Some people are going to start scratch their head and say, what? Until they see them, and then they're going to go, oh, those are cool. I got to have those. But yeah, they're going to be cranking out some pretty cool stuff in the next couple of years.
That's Super 7?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Anything Back to the Future that you're working on?
I will say not yet, or at least not that we're aware of.
George, is there anything Back to the Future that's being...
I can't imagine that somebody's not going to pick that license up and do really good figures of it at some point, though. So many people want Marty McFly and the Doc. So many people want those figures at like 6-inch scale, like really nicely done.
I already know that the 35th anniversary, like Super 7 is making more. I think they even showed them off like at the.
Oh, they're doing like what are they? The reaction figures?
Yeah.
3 3/4? Yeah. But I'm talking like a nice 6-inch scale, highly detailed, highly articulated figure.
Oh, at the hot.
Someone at one of the toy shows I saw mock-ups or prototypes of the animated figure Back to the Future figures.
Oh,
NECA's
really?
doing this.
I haven't seen
Okay,
that.
yeah.
Was it Mezco or Mezco? That
It was one of the two. I don't remember which. It was just, flipping through the here's all the thing I'm missing at Comic-Con on my
I haven't
phone.
seen that. That's cool.
Yeah, they were good looking too.
good transition over, Christopher. There, we're
That's what I'm here for.
shows. Let's talk about Comic-Con, and there's been a lot of speculation
Or the
that-
potential lack thereof.
So, what's your take on it, guys?
Let's talk about this. What do you want to talk about?
Sorry, my
I
okay, yes.
Who's talking? Who's
Special
babies?
guest star.
Yeah, that's my son.
Hiding out.
At least he's sharing his chocolate. That's the good thing.
Nice.
All right, so
I mean, Comic-Con's
they-
going to be canceled. Like, raise your hand if you think Comic-Con's going to be canceled.
Well, I think it's going to be. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
But
concerts are being canceled. Everything, I'm a theater nerd, and all of my theater tickets are being postponed and canceled, and tours are being canceled, and
it's still like 3 months away, though. So
I don't think San Diego could survive without Comic-Con, though.
I mean, what can, I guess the question is like, what can San Diego Comic-Con do to create programming or create something that is worth people paying for at this point?
Well, I just got an email. Today. I don't think I should say who, but it's from a major online toy retailer that said, if any of you have any items that were planned for San Diego Comic-Con that you want to sell through us, get in touch with us. If Comic-Con is canceled, we can handle that for you. So
wow, Diamond actually sent that out to you guys?
wasn't Diamond. Wasn't Diamond.
That's what I was thinking too.
Not
though.
Diamond.
I mean, I said this a couple weeks ago, and I'll say it again. I mean, DKE is going forward with all of our releases. We plan to set up a booth at our warehouse. Dove is going to have booth hours. People can sign into a Zoom meeting and talk to Dove in the booth and shop virtually. And
I
we'll
love that.
have artists coming on and that will have booth hours so people could come in and meet their artists, friends, or whatever in our booth. Just like you're at Comic-Con, except we can mute everyone, so it'll be so much nice and quieter. But we sent that email out to the artists, and we're going forward
How many
either
can you
way.
get in a Zoom meeting?
I didn't catch any of that. Who said that?
I think Kevin said something.
So how many can you put? How many can you put in a Zoom meeting? Like
Oh,
get
a
20
lot.
people, you know?
Oh,
hey, you got
hello.
access right now.
Apparently you
And
don't
fight
have
it
any
out. I want
children
that. I
doing
want that.
PE at your house, but we just had, we have PE classes for Samuel School with 40, 50 kids in them. So,
Wow.
and I don't think the
Wow.
outcome for a Comic-Con would be anything like that. But there's potential, at least for us as a small company, that, we still do the releases, the people still get the promotion. I mean, hi, Piper. Did you see not to totally jump away, but I was my heart was breaking a little bit for the American Idol contestants because they all, the top 20 is created, and these people, this is their dream, and they're 17 years old, and like you could see it on their faces, and they're so sweet and everything, and so talented. And I just kept talking to Dove over the entire show, like, they're just all going home. What difference does it make? Corona, ah! And then they just announced that all these people are going to be performing in their homes, and the judges are going to be in their homes. That Katy Perry's going to be in her house in Hollywood, and whatever Luke Bryan's going to be in wherever he lives. And that show goes on. And I believe that Comic-Con can have some sort of presence in that way.
But it's basically what we're doing. Doing it from home.
That's the only thing to do. I mean,
Yeah, but would you pay for this
unless you're an
garbage?
Amazon driver.
I wouldn't pay for this garbage though. Like, this is free for people to watch, but like, would you pay Comic-Con to like?
Well, that's the question.
No way. Screw
Can
that.
Comic-Con make any money? What happens then?
GCon for life.
There you go.
Wait a minute. What is this? Hey, by the way, Scott Tolson joined us.
I'm
Hey,
here.
Scott.
Oh, it would have been nice if you sent me a link. I didn't have a way to get here. George is like texting me like, where are you?
I
Like-
texted you.
This is why we're not charging for this show.
I'm sorry you didn't get it. That's awful. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
Well, thanks for joining us. We're on the subject of, San Diego Comic-Con, and it doesn't look like, or at least right now, there's nothing official from San Diego, but there's been a lot of speculation from like NerdBot and other news sources that basically say like, there's just no way that San Diego is going to do this. There has been rumors that San Diego Comic-Con may move their dates to later in the year instead of just canceling the show completely, which is kind of scary for us at DCon.
Everybody.
Second week of November.
So what do you guys think about that?
Well, I mean, first of all, as far as the actual current date that is supposed to go on right now, like I was saying a few minutes ago, that's still 3 months away. But even if one or two people go to San Diego Comic-Con and they have the coronavirus, everybody is so belly to belly and shoulder to shoulder there that thousands of people are going to come out with coronavirus again. That's going to be like, San Diego is going to be like the new hotspot, or everybody who was at San Diego. So I really think they should go ahead and announce that it's canceled. But moving it farther down the road, yeah, that when you said that, that'd screw a lot of things up, because I mean, who's going to come to GCon if they're going to be going to San Diego?
A lot of people.
Yeah.
Everything's screwed up. So
Yeah, it is.
I mean, if it's pushed back, as long as it's not our weekend, if
It's okay as long as it's not our weekend. But if it's
ideally it's the weekend after DCon. That's like the dream, because then people come out, they go to DCon, and then they spend all their money, and then they can go to San Diego after.
Yeah.
they should
Agreed.
stick San Diego Comic-Con the weekend of Christmas. That's it. You know, everyone goes there, buys their gifts. You know, it's Christmassy.
Well, that's one way to limit people coming in. I mean, I
Yeah.
didn't hear the speech yesterday from Gavin Newsom, but my neighbor was telling me, so
Oh, the
apologies for
6.2.
this. But they were talking about how potentially restaurants could come back with 50% of tables and everyone working there wearing gloves and masks and no more reusable menus and all.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're talking about that in whatever that means, what the future means in 3, 4, 5 months, we don't know. And I don't think that San Diego, I mean, they don't know either because nobody knows.
I feel like for an organization and a production as big as San Diego is, like Ben, you already know how terrifying it is to say November with your show. You take a show that's as large as San Diego and they say, okay, cool, November. And then what happens in September if things are still haywire? And then you've got to move this entire apparatus again. Like, it feels like the best thing to do would be like, it sucks, we're going to miss it this year. Let's do everything we can to keep the community going and support the vendors. And let's make 2021 the best San Diego Comic-Con we can.
It's hard to do that though. It's really
I
hard.
know.
Like, a lot of shows like can lose their ass, excuse my French, but yeah, they can lose their ass by not doing it. Like San Diego has basically said, like, hey, if we don't do the show this year, we might go bankrupt. And if they go bankrupt, then, you know, 75% of the annual income that comes in for the city of San Diego annually is gone. So, you know, it's tough. But in terms of GCon, we are in November. And like you said, November, even though it seems close, it's still kind of far. And we're looking at a couple of different things, and we have the advantage of doing that. We have the advantage of waiting to see what happens at San Diego, waiting to see what happens at Star Wars Celebration, which happens in Anaheim this year, the same place that we're at. We have the advantage of waiting to see what Anime Expo does. We have the advantage to see what Los Angeles Comic-Con does, which is literally a month before ours in October. And based on that, you know, we will see what happens, I guess. But
And then all the show bunched together in September and October. How's attendance for all of them together?
well,
That's the thing, you know?
someone says that in regards to like Eric, what you were saying, if you look at the explosion of cases caused by the Championship League soccer match in Lombardy, Italy, San Diego Comic-Con would be disastrous. Where every one of 2 people were contagious.
Yeah. The city will not allow it, I think.
When's the last time you went to Comic-Con and didn't come home with a cold of some kind? You know,
I get
let alone
Comic-Con-
coronavirus.
I never got sick.
I get the
I'm immune to the
every time.
flu.
Hey, Corn Boy's here.
Hey, Scott. All right,
Scott.
so Eric, you guys do shows like GCon. You guys do shows like GCon. How is a studio like yourself doing, or what are you guys doing because you're not able to go to these trade shows?
I don't know yet. I mean, we had one that was going to happen. It was a local one, but it was one of our favorite shows to do just because it's a really close and tight knit community and it's all toys here in New Jersey, and they canceled. And I don't know what they have plans to do, if they're planning to like reschedule or whatever, but I mean, we're like everybody else. We're just kind of on a wait and see pattern. As far as GCon goes, we always have it right after San Diego Comic-Con, a week or two, and that was the plan this year, and we still plan to have it. But I mean, we could do it the way we do here, since it's just an online thing anyway. We could do it through Zoom, and you know, everybody doesn't have to be in the studio. Even though we were just, before all this hit, we were just moving everything into our new studios, and we were looking forward to having a lot of space to have GCon. We've even got a special couch for George there to interview people and stuff. And now we don't have the chance to move now. So
George,
I don't know. We're still on a wait and see. We're all working from home and just waiting to see like everybody else.
George, can you tell us what is GCon?
Gangster.
It's unofficially GCon. What's the real name though? Like, what's the what? It's the Four Horsemen gathering.
Well, what's the G in GCon stand for?
Tell him, George.
It would be George.
Yeah. Yeah, we named our little online convention after George.
Aw.
George is our inspiration. So
We all said "F you" to Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, at the same time. We all stopped going at the same time, so we had to gather somewhere. So we gathered at the Horseman Studio and invited all the people anybody that's local that wanted to attend, or I guess if they wanted to fly out like I do. And we all just gather and showcase all their new stuff that they're going to have that they would normally showcase at Comic-Con.
yeah, we have a bunch of like giveaways and fan interaction during the thing, and we do like interviews with anybody who shows up. You have to sign an imaginary waiver that you're going to be allowed to be interviewed on camera by somebody else there at the studio, and it may not be one of us. It might be just another guy that's there visiting. But yeah, we have a lot of fun at that show. You asked about the official name. The official name is GCon. We allow fans to sometimes give it a like a sub name, you know, as like a contest thing, and we give away. But yeah, it's called GCon.
I was able to get the first year the official GCon pin.
Nice.
I know somebody.
You didn't get him the second year one, George?
You didn't get the other one? I still have one. I can give it to you.
You
That's
better
cold-hearted, man.
Well, if we do it on Zoom this time, anybody that gets interviewed and gets on Zoom, I guess I'll have to mail them a pin.
Do you have one nearby to show people what it looks like?
I think it's upstairs.
I don't have that one on me. It's still in my stuff at the studio, but I have this one that's hanging right over my desk at home. Yeah.
Hope everybody collected.
Jessica's gonna go grab one. I'll show you what it is in a minute.
I mean, we gave it away during DCon, didn't we? Those?
Yeah, you would have to hunt us down.
Right.
And if you found us, we would give you one of our pins.
Hey, Luke liked my pin. Luke was like, "That's the pin of the show."
The first person that found all 5 of them got a huge prize package that we did a little thing with over at
Oh, who was that? I
the
didn't.
stream with some dude. It's up on the it's up on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, if you watched it, Kevin, you'd probably see who won.
So last week, after we finished this whole thing, I had YouTube on, right? In the morning, I had music on. And right after we finished, it automatically played this episode. I'm like, what the heck?
Because we're trending.
I guess. I'm like, no, I don't want to watch it again.
Does anyone have any toys?
I do.
Nah.
Actually, I want to say before we get into
I'm
it,
at
Scott,
the
the new crystal dunny that you showed on your Instagram this morning was awesome.
Oh, thank
That
you.
I
colorway.
think I just saw that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just-
do you have some stuff to show us, Scott? Since
Well, I have some back here. You know, it's all about the lighting with these guys, so I don't know if it really is going to show too well. But like, what's
Very
crazy
cool.
is they change. It changes color no matter. I'm just going to get a light on it.
Use your phone.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Here we go. So like, for this angle, it's more of the warm
Really cool.
red, and then it turns
Your
into the blue. Yeah.
It doesn't go. It's green screen.
So yeah, I mentioned that other release last week, and I don't know. This is a lower price point, so I was like, I'll do these first and kind of feel out if people are buying or not, because it's still, I don't know. It's weird for me because I know everyone's like going through stuff, and it just feels weird to do releases like this, even though it shouldn't. But just trying to, make it seem like it's normal.
I think it's the opposite, Scott. I think that, yes, there are people that are financially a little bit more strapped right now, but I think there's also still a good audience out there that would usually go to a convention or would usually go shopping or would usually like just do some retail therapy, as it's called.
Yeah.
And they can't do it in person right now. They can't do it at cons. And I think a lot of people are going online, especially if it's an artist like yourself that they support and they collect and they want, your latest and greatest. I mean, it actually gives them more of an opportunity to get your stuff because they don't have to go to a con in a different city. They don't have to jump on a plane. They don't have to pay for a hotel. They don't have to worry about buying a ticket for admission. They're able to go and jump on your website and buy this stuff. So I actually think a lot of people are looking at, the other costs that they would spend on all this other stuff. And they're like, oh, I would spend $100, $200 or $300 for a flight just to get this $30, $40 figure. Hey, I just saved all that. I'm going to go get that $30, $40 figure.
I mean, that's what I've been telling people about San Diego forever. Like, why are you going there? Go to Hawaii. Like, go do something else. You're going to spend all this money
I'm in Hawaii.
so you can get this couple of things. And you can score those things on eBay afterwards, maybe for twice as much money. But who cares?
Yeah, I mean, I learned that lesson last year because I've been doing Comic-Con for I don't even know how long. And then last year, it was the first year that I didn't do it. And then we did a family trip for like 2 weeks and we went to like national parks. And like, I didn't miss it. I didn't even think about it the whole time. Actually, I did think about it. And it was what I was saying to Kathy was like, I don't miss Comic-Con. Like, this is way cooler. And so I totally what Sarah Joe says. It's like, I mean, you can get this stuff online or after and pay a little bit more sometimes, but especially now, like I couldn't imagine going to San Diego.
Yeah. I think if you look, talking about people buying stuff, look at what's happening on Kickstarter, where you're having things break records. Like Frosthaven raised $7 million, 5 million of it in the first 4 hours.
Wow.
You've got the McFarlane toys, which are well over $1 million at this point, right? So people, and that stuff they're not going to get until 2021. So I don't think you should feel bad about selling something that they're going to get in 2 weeks because people are still buying. People are still putting money into things.
We've actually delayed some of our pre-orders that we were going to be doing. There was one that we were going to be doing in late March, and then immediately afterward in late April or May, we were going to do another. We've actually postponed those partially for the same reason. Secondarily, for the fact that our factories are kind of backed up now because they were all shut down from the coronavirus as well, and they're just now getting back up to speed. So our factory, like the production on our stuff, is going to be delayed by a couple of months. So yeah, we kind of held off for a couple of different reasons on doing a couple of the pre-orders we were going to do for Mythic Legions.
Yeah. So, that actually, the whole thing that Janky was talking about, Kickstarter, especially with Eric now joining us on the show today. Eric, you mentioned that you worked at McFarlane Studios before. George, you worked at McFarlane Studios before. I think that's how you guys actually know each other, right?
Under the tutelage of that man.
Under the torture of that man.
That too.
What do both of you guys think about the new Kickstarter and the fact that I think it's at $1.4 million right now? I mean, I guess what does everybody think about the Kickstarter that's going on right now with McFarlane and the original Spawn figure?
Imagine how many baseballs he could buy now.
That's awesome. I mean, I think they funded in a few minutes and then hit $1 million in a few days. That's insane. Yeah. I mean, you gotta look at it. The Spawn has been at retail before. It's been at Walmart and Toys R Us and Kmart and Target and everywhere. So it's a well-known property and it has a large fan base. But the reason that he decided he was going to do that is because right now you don't have a lot of brick and mortars that he can sell that stuff in anymore. So he has to do it more of an online thing. And I think this is an experiment on doing things online, like starting up. That's kind of what we did with our properties is we start them out as Kickstarters, and Mythic Legions has done well in the 2 Kickstarters that we did. So we decided to start selling them just through Store Horseman. And, you know, more power to him. That's freaking awesome. They blasted through $1 million already. And it's, like you said, I think it's 1.4, 1.5. He's easily going to hit 2 million, because at the end of the Kickstarter, it's going to, you know, if it's going up like this, at the end, it's just going to
Like, yeah.
shoot way up. So he's easily going to hit 2 with that thing.
I mean, hopefully also it brings new eyeballs to toys on Kickstarter. I mean, that's the biggest thing, is trying to get more people there to that platform. So when when anybody does it, it brings those toy fans who are they're already on. Now they're on Kickstarter. So
yeah,
maybe that'll help, translate to more sales, more Mythic Legions next time you guys do something on there. Who knows? When anybody puts something up, it's good for the whole thing.
So that's kind of something we've gone back and forth with, is whether we should do another Kickstarter, or whether it hurts us or would be more advantageous to us to do a Kickstarter, because we currently sell things through Store Horseman and they do pretty well for us. But people who come there, most of them already know about Mythic Legions, and most of them already, they were already going to buy it anyway. But we're wondering, if we did it on Kickstarter, would we continue to bring in new fans and new collectors that are, people who don't normally collect toys? Would there be something there that would connect with them? So we haven't decided yet if, like, some of our future endeavors, we might still do them on Kickstarter. But I mean, this is a pretty good indicator that the economy so far is still doing okay. People just blowing $1 million on toys out of the gate.
Look at those stimulus checks go.
Well, I mean, you think about it though. When's the last time you saw an actual Spawn toy in a store? I mean, it's been so long that there's been, like, you haven't even been able to buy Spawn. All he makes is stupid sports figures that Ben buys.
Hey, I once bought like a certain series when the sculpts were still good on the NHL, and I occasionally buy the Laker figures. And okay, so I buy the figures sometimes,
and the golf and the curling and.
I used to get them at Frankenstein's, a lot of them, the basketball and football.
So I actually have another question in regards to this. Eric, you mentioned that you got that one of the reasons he did this is because the retail stores are not around and all that. A lot of people may think that it undercuts the retailers and that it kind of goes around the retailers. Do you think it does that, or do you think that, because like for me, Mythic Legion, when like you guys sell your stuff, but we at 3D Retro, we sometimes get like a case or two of Mythic Legion from you guys, and we're able to sell it to our audience that walks inside the stores. And I mean, it doesn't matter how many you guys sell on your website. Whenever we get it inside our store, we sell out like that. Like we put it on and they're gone, like in a couple of days. People don't know what the hell it is, but they're so like enthralled to see like especially your trolls and like the accessories that come with the 6-inch and 7-inch action figures. They love it. So do you think that doing it on Kickstarter really undercuts the retailers, or do the retailers still have their audience and Kickstarter has their audience, and it's just like two different worlds? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
I don't really know, because with us, we do, we would do the Kickstarter, and now we do our own pre-orders on Store Horseman. And then we offer the retailers the product after we've done our own pre-orders, and their pre-orders continue to grow and grow as well. So I don't know if it hurts the retailers at all. They seem to be okay with that. I mean, as long as people don't just use Kickstarter, but they also offer it to online retailers, or eventually like a Walmart or Target or something like that, I don't think it really hurts retailers.
I would agree.
I mean, I think it's only good for everybody, because if you had to do Kickstarter to get it out there, there would be no other way for it to be made otherwise. So there wouldn't be product for the retailer anyway. So getting it on Kickstarter, you're only going to be able to get into in front of a certain amount of eyeballs anyway. Every store has their own set of eyeballs as well. Like Ben, your audience probably isn't on storehorseman.com. Like for the most part, I mean, you mostly have a vinyl crowd, and a lot of LA based people because you're here in LA. So your store has an audience. Like You go to Roto Fuji, their customers are probably completely different than yours. So if they carried it, would be completely different people than who go to Store Horseman anyway. So I think having it at these different retailers is only going to grow the brand anyway. And I don't think, I honestly think you should keep doing the Kickstarter because you're going to get new eyeballs each time. You'll get your same guys that might go to Store Horseman anyway. And then you'll also maybe get a few more people who wouldn't have known about it to go to Store Horseman.
Well, besides, I mean, the one of the things that is good about Kickstarter, and thanks to George, we learned about Kickstarter and what we could do with it, because there was a line of figures that we were going to do that we would never have been able to produce if it wasn't for Kickstarter. And what Kickstarter does is it allows people who possibly can't afford to make a toy line or whatever product they're making to be crowdfunded and to give them a kickstart, hence the name, on their product line. So it's a good thing in that way. But it also, the biggest advantage to us, at least, is that it does bring a lot of new eyeballs who may not necessarily have ever heard of the line to the line. So, I mean, if it helps us and it helps our line grow, then it's going to help the retailers as well afterward.
George, I know you did a Kickstarter.
I
You've
did.
done Kickstarters in the past. Has anyone else done, like Scott, did you do one? Sarah Jo, you did one?
We did Suckle figures.
Yeah, I did one with Benny from Tenacious Toys years ago. We did a key.
Oh, that's right.
Janky
I
did
do-
one, right? It was
I do.
one-
Well, I do marketing for a lot of them. None of them have been mine, but
No, there was a Janky on there. I swear I backed Janky.
oh, you mean that yeah, that one.
Back to that.
Wrong, Janky.
Like
Just wait till my-
different Janky. Sorry.
Different janky.
I mean, I think Kickstarter is a great platform to advertise, to use it to promote it, not just to kickstart it. Even if you can afford it, I know Ben has a different opinion on it. Even if you can afford it, you should put it on there just to get new eyeballs on it.
Well, yeah. Look at that super plastic Janky release. Not
Right.
not this Janky, the other Janky.
I know.
You don't think they could afford to have made their own line, but being on Kickstarter, I mean, they only asked for 25,000. We all know it costs way more than 25,000 to make a line of blind box figures.
Right.
They weren't even trying to raise money. They were literally just doing it for advertising.
Just set the goal low so it goes in, right? The money is for you, right? It has to hit that goal.
There's a question in chat. Is the Four Horsemen's approach to Store Horsemen similar to Super 7's approach on non-exclusives?
What is that?
I don't know what they're referring to.
I don't know.
What is their approach to non-exclusives? I'm not that up on Super 7's business practices. I don't know.
Well, Ryan, if you're still in the chat, let us know. I'm not too familiar. I mean, I think Super 7 just sells all the products on their website.
Maybe. We don't do exclusives. Like what we'll do is we'll have debut figures that we might sell at, say, a GCon or a toy convention during the year. But what that means is we put it on sale and put it out, maybe 150 or 200 of them to people who come to those conventions, and they'll be able to get those figures months before the actual release later on. The advantage to getting the ones that you would get later on over the ones that we sell at toy shows is that you're pre-ordering those, so you're guaranteed to get them. There are times like when we go to PowerCon and we sell some of those figures as a debut figure, that they're gone in an hour and like half the line hasn't even made it to the table yet. So, you can either pre-order them and you can get them, you can be guaranteed to get them, even though it's going to be months later than somebody who could pick that figure up at a convention. But the person at the convention, if they get the figure, they're going to have it months in advance. But we don't do exclusives. We'll do that like a preview figure, or I guess a debut figure or whatever. And then everything that we sell on Store Horseman will eventually allow retailers to sell too, except, have one exception coming up. We're doing a Horseman figure that's going to be in celebration of our 20th anniversary, which we began in September 2019. And it's this big monstrous Horseman guy. I wish I had it here, but it's at the studio.
And we all get one of those. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, you need to get one of those.
You get a horseman. You get a
Yeah.
horseman.
It's going to be the version that we're going to be doing on Store Horseman is going to be exclusive to Store Horseman. We will release it to retailers in a different colorway and maybe a slightly different accessory setup, but the one that we're going to be selling on Store Horseman is our first actual exclusive on Store Horseman.
Nice.
But it's going to be a pre-order. So you'll be able to order as many as you want, so we're not going to do a thing where we just throw them up and sorry, they're sold out. You'll have a time limit, with, probably a month.
And then an extra 2 weeks added on later.
We stopped doing that. We didn't do that with the last one. We can't do that every time. Fans ask for it and they beg for it. Oh, can you extend the pre-order by a week? And sometimes we do it by a couple of days, but we just can't do that. We gotta keep schedule with our factory.
Nice. So let's actually get into the toys now. Like I said, we have Scott as a guest today. We have Eric. We'll start with you guys. You guys decide who wants to go. Do you guys have any toys that you guys want to show off, or that you just recently got, or something special from your collection that you want to show off to the audience, possibly?
I got something the other day. Hold on, I'll go get it.
Is it going to be if it's his candle holders again?
Well, I just showed off my thing a little while ago. I have a couple other things I can show off after Scott, though.
There you go.
Do you want to go first while he's out?
That thing was worth the price of admission alone.
Yeah. I still have him here in case anybody signed on late. This Eric Treadaway sculpted this for me, I don't know, 15 years ago as a Christmas present. And there's only 2 of these in existence. I don't know if anybody can even see that. I don't know if it's blurry. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully that's coming through clear. And I love this thing.
So I don't really know why I got these, but I did.
Oh, cool.
Black Hole Diamond Select. They're pretty cool. It was kind of an impulse buy. I mean, I love the movie, obviously, for nostalgic reasons, but the reality is it's not that great. But I think just like these designs just like bring me back to, the 80s,
Wow.
the 70s.
Did you get Maximilian too?
Yeah, just wait. So like, it's pretty cool. I mean, the head pops up on this guy. He's got
That's great.
He goes down, it's got the interchangeable. I didn't bring the accessories, but you can change the arms and everything. So yeah, there's that one, the Vincent, and the Bob.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Bob.
they're pretty cool. They're fun. And then obviously
He looks a little bit more beat up than I remember him.
he's pretty trashed. I watched the movie again last night. He is pretty trashed. And then there's the Maximilian.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he's big too. He's like really big. Bigger than
That's super cool.
Who made those?
Diamond Select.
Diamond Select.
Yeah.
Where did you get them, Scott? Like, where'd you buy them?
Big Bad Toy Store.
Online?
Yeah. I mean, they're really cool and the detail's really nice, but this is all like ABS and it's very, even the Vincent, they feel very like fragile because I don't know, like it's definitely like a collector's set. You don't want to like play with it too much. And the arms are articulated and everything, but it's definitely not something you would want to give to a child. So yeah.
I don't think a child would want that.
They'd be like, what is that? Is that from like the 50s? The Vincent does come with the alternate head too. I didn't bring it with the eyes inside of it.
What did those go for?
I think they were like 20, 25 or 30 a piece. It comes with all the accessories and like interchangeable arms and hands and stuff. But yeah, it was an impulse buy and I was like, I need a new toy. So
The Maximilian was the same price as the other 2?
yeah, so the Maximilian comes solo and then the other 2 come in a pack.
A 2-pack, nice. That's cool.
And it
I'm
comes,
gonna have to look into those.
it comes with a diorama too that you can put together. Like there's pieces in one and pieces in the other, and it's just like a little stage where you can like, but it's not really made to display them because it's so small. So I don't really know what you're supposed to do with it. But it's a fun thing. I mean, the base on this Maximilian, though, look at this base. So
Wow.
it's a monster.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Nice. And then the dunny that you showed earlier, the Shard dunny, when is that coming out?
Friday.
This Friday.
Yeah, so I'll post details tomorrow on my Instagram site about them. It's a edition. There's only 30, and I think I haven't decided a price or a time yet, but I'll post that.
What's your website for those who don't know it?
It's stolleart.com.
Nice.
STOLLEART.com.
Awesome. All right, Eric, what you got?
Well, I mean, the stuff that I have here is not new, but I finally kind of completed what they have out so far. And this is kind of a little tribute to Scott here, because I'm sure he's probably already got all 4 of these. But they're the recent Hasbro Hulk figures. I don't know if you've seen them.
I
You got all 4 of them, Scott?
You know what? I don't have the San Diego one because it's so expensive. I just got the Red Hulk like a week ago.
Do you like the Hulk, Scott? Is that what it is?
But I still need that San Diego one though. I keep eyeballing it on eBay, hoping to get a good price, but
The Thing's better than the Hulk, Scott. Sorry.
no way.
No, I'm with you. I'm lifelong Hulk boy.
Yeah.
Always Hulk.
But the gray one's my favorite out of all of them. He's cool, and he's pretty big. He's pretty massive compared to like other Marvel Legends characters. But I've started getting into Mezco. Not started. I've been into Mezco like crazy for a few years. So I'm actually going to get some clothing to put on this over the pants and the rubber torn shirt. And I have this one, the more Sal Buscema looking Hulk, the green one.
Is that the one that came with the Wolverine? Is that the 2-pack one?
Yes. Yeah, he came in a 2-pack with Wolverine,
Yeah.
with the first appearance Wolverine, which is my favorite version of Wolverine too. And then there's the San Diego one that Scott doesn't have yet. It's like a Dale Keown
I was
type
gonna say it's a
head.
Keown, yeah.
I think so.
Crazy.
But and then the Red Hulk, which is super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
He's just angry and pissy and pull a spit and vinegar. But what's cool, Scott, is that I don't know which. I should have ordered 2 of these. I don't know why I ordered 1. But I was just talking about how I'm really into Mezco now. So I ordered a pair of pants for my Hulk.
Oh, nice. That's even.
So I mean, they're not perfect. I'm gonna have to like do a little my own customization to them, and the tears at the bottom look really crappy and fakey. But
yeah.
So I'll have to dress that up and do something with the rest of the pants. But I'm gonna put pants on my Hulk.
The pants are already sculpted on.
Those are the underpants.
Can't have that. Like I said, when I was a kid, I always collected Mego action figures. They were 8 inches and they had real clothing and stuff. And looking at them today, they're crappy. But for the time, in the 70s, I loved those things with all my heart. They were my favorite action figures. So when Mezco started doing the 1/12 collective figures, they spoke to me like, this is what I always wanted when I was collecting all the Mego figures. So now I've become obsessed. And it's the first line ever that I've been a completist on now. So I can collect every single thing that's released. And then now I've gotten so bad that I started actually customizing some of my Marvel Legends into more Mezco style figures, like putting clothing on them and stuff. And it's just bad. It's getting really bad. Wait, hang on a second. Like back here.
Scott or Eric, I guess this can go for you guys. Someone is saying, RTHQ is asking, does anyone have a Hulk Rage cage with the tearaway shirt and cage?
I have one in storage. I don't have it here, but I have one in storage. Yeah.
Ooh, Janky has one.
Yeah,
You have that, don't you, Scott?
What's that?
Do you have that?
I do not have that. I know about it, but I don't. Out of all the Hulks I have, like that's not one that I have, unfortunately.
It's
So
awesome.
yeah, even my Marvel Legends figures, I've started dressing in
Oh, that's nice.
real clothing. Yeah, it's a sickness. I'm so screwed.
Is anyone watching this show that called Collector's Call?
No.
It's,
what is that?
I don't know what channel it's on. Maybe Dev will hear me from the other room, but
Jack is here.
it's hosted by Blair from The Facts of Life.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
And they go to someone's house and see their collection, and they bring with them like an expert. Collector's Call, but what channel is it on? He doesn't know. He's yelling Collector's Call from the other room. Anyway, I totally hate watch it, and I yell at the TV the whole time because the whole purpose of the show is so silly that they bring in this like expert, and the expert brings something that they want to trade with someone. I mean, we're experts. We could be on the show, right? I mean, definitely Dove anyway, but they bring in something that they want to trade with this collector. So the episode last week, the guy collected vehicles from James Bond movies. It's actually kind of an insane collection. He's tons of vehicles, even a submarine.
Wow.
Insane. And then the guy, the expert, comes in and he's like, I want to trade this license plate if you have a missile. Anyway, the trade didn't go off, you guys. But look up the show. It's called Collector's Call. You can totally hate watch it and or love watch it.
Write that down.
Or whatever. But it's really funny and fun. And of course, something that I always talk about. Like, I love seeing people's collections. So for me, it's like a collection of anything. It's quite fun. What channel? Something called Me TV.
What the heck?
Oh,
I
God.
thought he said BET earlier. That seems strange.
So it's on DirecTV, but I'm sure it's almost like a cable access show. It has slightly higher quality than what we're doing right now.
Collector's Call. On
There it
Me-
is. There she is.
Oh, hey.
On Me TV. All right.
There it is.
Yeah. And
With
everyone
high quality
always like-
graphics.
You can catch it Sundays at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central.
Yeah.
in,
but
in
they're-
between Leave It to Beaver and the Andy
Oh,
Griffith
it's right
Show.
after Columbo. It's right after Columbo, you guys.
Oh, my God.
So when we record it, you always see like the last 30 seconds of Columbo, which is my favorite part of the whole thing. Anyway,
All right. It's on my list.
do it. Collector's Call.
Thanks, Sarah.
You bet.
Looks like we got Jack that joined us. Jack, how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Jack,
Sorry.
can you tell us how to get to Sesame Street?
I'm already there, but I don't know how I got here. Sorry, I had this set up. I was just playing with it a while ago. I'm using my phone, and because it was the easiest thing to set up quickly.
I thought you meant you had
yeah.
the Sesame Street toys set up and you were playing with them earlier.
No. That sounds like too much fun. What's that background George has? That's kind of cool.
That's an artist who does oh crap, what's his name? Blinko. Have you ever seen he does this thing called Go Blinko?
It's pretty neat though.
Goblin Co. maybe is a better way to say
Goblin,
it.
it's yeah.
Oh,
They've got. I'm trying to remember. They've got a role playing game that's really great.
Yeah, I like saying Go Blinko, but it is Goblin Co.
okay.
It's like Sean Arenberg or something like that.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, the guy who did like the mushroom and the sofubi mushroom and the like
Oh, that's Wonder Goblin.
Wonder Dog. I'm sorry, I'm
That
confusing.
is Wonder
Ben.
Goblin. Yeah.
Jeez.
Goblins are all the same to Ben.
Does anyone else have any new figures or toys that they got or anything that they want to show off this episode?
I got some
Nice.
pants. Look at those pants.
That looks like
Yeah,
a
what?
ego, but like a way better version of it.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
it does kind of look like the Mego figure, huh?
Where did you get the pants?
Off of eBay. I actually have another.
I'm sure there's an
Hulk that was-
Etsy store that sells nothing but
Hulk pants.
Hulk pants
Really?
all day.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Hulk
I
pants.
actually have another Hulk that I bought a while back. I think it was by Bandai. It's SH Figure Arts or something like that. But
Okay.
I picked up excuse the terminology, but a fat Barbie that was wearing jeans. It was like mom jeans, fat Barbie. And I pulled her pants off and tore them up, and it slid right onto him, and they fit him perfect.
See?
People
Hulk
walking
Pants Barbie doesn't sell very well, so
on the live just at that moment where it's like, yeah, I got the fat Barbie and I pulled her pants off and put it on. Wow, what did I step into here?
Hey, it's raw and unedited, right?
Raw and
Raw and
unedited.
I got something in the mail yesterday. It's toy adjacent,
Nice.
but Mondo released a new wave of their Tiki
Oh.
Okay.
mugs.
Oh, that's cool.
And this just showed up yesterday, so I thought I'd crack it open with you guys today. They did 2 colorways initially. There's the sort of original orange paint colorway, and then they did an all silver one. And I opted not to get the silver one because I felt like in the pictures all the detail got washed
I
out
ordered
of
the
it.
silver one.
You know, you'll have it soon then. I also saw they teased a gold one at Comic-Con, so I'm waiting for that one. But
Do they have the name of the sculptor on the box for that?
let me see if they do, because the sculpt is awesome. I don't see it.
I work with a guy that does tikis for Mondo and for Disneyland and stuff, so he might have done that.
Oh, cool. I mean, the details down to the Beagle Boy hiding in the bushes on the back. But I just thought it was a really well done sculpt, and this paint wash on it's pretty great. So, yay, Mondo, another good tiki mug.
Cute.
Do you guys drink out of that?
No, that's why I consider it. This is as much a toy as any of my vinyl statues with no articulation is. So
I would agree.
Yeah, like how do you wash it if you do drink out of it? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think I drank out of one. I've got the giant Jabba the Hutt one that fits like 9 tiki drinks, and on my 40th birthday, I cleared a couple of those. But other than that, they just sit on
So speaking of drinking accessories, I swear, Jamie, you're great into like, going into different segments and all that. I want.
He's the Segway king.
Woo! Do you guys remember?
He knows how to transition.
Yeah, transition. You guys remember Monkstein?
Yeah. You mean Monk Tiki?
No,
the,
Monksteins.
The,
They were beer
Monkstein?
Oh,
the Tim Biscuit things. I have them.
No, they did like, I think they did a Skinner one.
Oh yeah, I have those.
Yeah. So they did like the Bigfoot one, the
Yeah.
Mitch McConnell,
Yeah, Chris. Yeah,
songs,
yeah,
and then they did a Skinner one.
yeah. The
I think
Skinner's
they did a
Cthulhu one.
I can't, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But they have an announcement that on 4/20, they're actually going to be releasing. Oh, those are cool. Those are really fun, Sarah Joe. Can you show that again? Or did you have to put that away?
Well, there's 6 of them, and they all stack up. But
Those are cool.
here's 2 of them.
Is it the same company though that he's talking about?
It's Montiki.
No,
Here's what Ben's talking about.
that's Monks. Yeah, that's Monks. The one that
That's the big one.
I have that too. The Skinner one?
Yeah, there's a Skinner one.
Mitch McConnell one.
The Mitch McConnell was the first one.
Oh, that was a good one too.
Yeah, so
I really like ceramics more than
I don't know if you guys got the email, but they announced that on 4/20 they will be taking pre-orders for their next sign, which is it's funny because it's a Stein that's 4/20 related, so it has like little leaves all over it, and it's kind of coronavirus related. But the special thing about the Stein, it's still a usable beer Stein, but on top of it is a little pipe that sits on it. So you have like a Stein with a pipe that goes with it, and it's like specially crafted.
multi-purpose.
Can Victoria edit in live pictures of this?
I don't. Maybe I can find a image of this.
You could just imagine it.
This just sounds like a podcast, but with stupid video to watch. Like it's just watching a bunch of people talking. If you can't show the thing, what good is it?
Really attractive people, George.
I still need to watch the Saturday Night Live one.
We're not even topless.
I mean, you can get topless if you want.
You don't want that.
Topless toys could be our next show.
Unedited and raw, right there.
Oh God. Nice, Kevin.
See, the problem is like they have it on their site, but it's just like one of those things that, like, it's.
Don't you have the ability for us to look at your screen though? You're the master
Yes.
of Zoom. Can you just pull it up on your screen and show it to
Yes.
us?
Here.
Screen share.
Oh, that's the worst, Ben.
Ben.
See, it's better on the phone because on the.
Yankee, you need to take over as master of this Zoom because you know how to use technology. So the next Wednesday, I expect us to have screen share capabilities.
There's a lot of technology.
Ironically, I've already. I think we
Anyway,
can.
I tried it last time and I was censored.
look, Sarah Joe's stacking over there.
I
Oh,
mean,
that
that's
just
like
looks
a
like
dangerous
something's-
too
game.
many.
Yeah.
That looks so dangerous.
It
Oh
is.
my god.
As long as there's no earthquake right now, right?
Or
Or
as long
child.
as your
I
son
don't
is coming to the room.
I never get this out. It's
Amazing.
from 2004. 2004, this toy.
Can you hold it up to the camera? What do the face sculpts look like? Well, that's cool.
Very cool.
No. Not front and back, though.
Oh, that's
really-
neat.
Are those made to be stackable, or are you just playing around there?
No, they're made to be stacked.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, there was a toy that went with this, a vinyl toy that came out later,
Yeah.
but I don't know if I have that.
The stack pack or the earlier ones?
The totems? Like
yeah,
the
it was,
Twitter
yeah,
box?
with the totems.
Jack should know. Jack, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have those, but it sounds like she has them. So,
Look, mine are drawn on by Tim.
oh,
That's cool.
nice.
Oh, wow, it's so cool.
Ooh,
For our
those
newer
are
viewers,
cool.
Tim Biscup used to be in this scene
Yeah.
reluctantly.
He reopened up his gallery last year, and maybe he'll make. a
Why
comeback.
are we reluctantly?
Are there any for our viewers out there? Is
These are
there
fun.
anything, maybe Jack, you would know any toy news that we should know about, or anything that was recently announced?
I mean, like it. Yeah, I mean, people continue to release things. So one thing that's sort of on my mind is Martian Toys is releasing their new DR76 toy, which is the Dragon 76 sort of paint warrior samurai style from the Japanese artist Dragon 76. That's on Friday. That's debuting. So if you're into urban vinyl, that might be something to look into. That's just something I happen to be thinking about when you asked. So, but there's lots of stuff continuing to drop. I mean, that's the cool thing.
I think the iBoy Kickstarter that we've talked about a couple weeks in a row ends today. I think it ends in like 12 hours or 10 hours or something. So if
I
people
think
want to
that's
get
right.
the iBoy, yeah. Your
Yeah,
last
Yeah, you
chance.
should check that out. You should check it out. It's really cool.
The iPod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, the click wheel style one.
Yeah.
Does the wheel click?
It does.
It does.
Oh.
Wow.
You were on both of those episodes, Kevin.
I don't pay attention. I don't know.
He was too busy eating Cheetos, Janky.
When the iCheeto comes out, he's gonna be like, yeah.
I am. Yeah. I'm the
Yeah.
cameraman. Come on.
So
The cameraman.
I guess this can go for a question for both of our guests then, for Scott and Eric. You guys are clearly working from home right now. What are some of the tools or things that you guys are using to continue to make things out there? I mean, Eric, you guys do a lot of sculpting. Scott, you do a lot of digital work as well. Like, what are you guys using, or what can you like talk to the audience about how you guys are continuing to work on stuff during this time?
Well, I mean, in recent years, we've gone almost 100% digital, where up until I think maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, we were fighting tooth and nail to stay traditional sculpting, and because we're just stubborn asses that way. But so now we're doing I started doing everything from home here, and I actually purchased a tiny little printer because don't really have easy access to our printers at the studio now, our 3D printers. We normally use Form 2s. I think we have 5 Form 2s and 1 Form 3 digital printer at the studio right now. But I heard about this little printer called the Elegoo Mars that they were selling on Amazon for $250. A couple of our sculptors were swearing by it, saying it's an amazing little printer. So I bought one just to use for like scaling. We were having scaling issues on one of the lines that we're doing, where I was having one sculptor do the bodies and another sculptor do the heads. And they were having an issue trying to get things worked out. So I bought this so I could figure it out. And I swear, I'm as soon as this is over, the coronavirus thing's over, and I take this back to the studio, I'm buying one for home. It is every bit like the detail that it holds, the resolution on it is every bit as good as the $3,000 Form 2s. And it's a $250 printer.
Wow.
A little bit of a pain in the butt as far as like the maintenance goes, the cleanup and the resetting it for the next print and stuff like that. But at that price point, it's so worth it. Hang on a second, let me turn this around, see if you guys can see this thing. See it? Tiny little printer here.
Even kind of looks
little.
like a form printer.
Yeah, it's built like a Form 2, except the print bed is only, I think it's like 4 by 3 horizontally and vertically. I mean, horizontally, and then vertically it's like 6 inches. So you can only do really small pieces on it, but it has come in so freaking handy. Like there were some parts that Jim had gone into the studio a couple of days ago and set up some prints, and then another of our employees was going to go in and pull them off and clean them up. Then another of our employees was going to go in and pick up the prints and take them home to paint them. The prints didn't come out. So I hurried up and set them up on this little printer here. They were all small. They were heads. The heads didn't come out. And they came out beautiful. I got them done, got them over there in time for the painter to pick up. And I mean, this thing it runs like a top. It's just a fantastic little printer for only $250 on Amazon.
Wow.
What's the material it prints in?
It's the resin, almost the same kind of resin as you use in the Form 2 printers. But if you guys decide to get one, get in touch with me, because there's some little tips and tricks you'll need to really get this thing running. Like when I first got it, I printed out it comes with like 2 test files that you can print out just to test it. And those printed out beautifully. And then every print that I started doing after that was coming out bad, and I couldn't figure out why. So I did a bunch of things to it, and now it is nonstop, just prints perfectly every time.
What's the name of it again?
Elegoo, ELEGOO is the first word, and then it's the Mars, the Elegoo Mars printer.
Sweet.
I just heard that they're getting ready to come out with a slightly more expensive model with a print bed that's, I think, is twice the size of this, I think it's going to be called the Elegoo Saturn. But I've also heard that the resolution quality is not good on it. So it's probably not going to be worth the price. This thing, if you're only printing small parts, you do digital work, and even it's just for testing, whatever, the detail is incredible on it.
Nice.
Awesome.
Well worth the $250.
Scott, what about you? What are you doing these days?
So since no one's going to be going to Disneyland for the rest of the year, I'll have plenty of time to work on my own stuff, my own toys and stuff like that. So the programs I use are just mostly like the Adobe programs for designing and everything. I don't know, depending on how long I'm out, I might jump back into sculpting again, because that's always fun for me, even though it's not like I'm amazing at it, but it's just fun, just, to take my mind off things. So I don't know, just like those projects that we talked about last week that are in the works. Yeah, that might fix up my studio a little bit better, since it still kind of looks like a work in progress. It'd be nice to get that completely, tip top. But that's about it for me.
Do you? I mean, for those who don't know and watching, Scott does work for Disney. Like, do you foresee this like the break that's going on right now going for much longer, or?
It's really hard to tell. I mean, everything is all speculation that we're being told from our leadership, and you know, nothing is in stone yet. And it's obviously what's going to happen, you know, this next month, 2 months, or whatever. But it's just, you know, it's kind of hard for, you know, to wrap, at least for me, to wrap my head around, you know, large gatherings again. And you know, I mean, Disneyland gets packed, California Adventure gets packed, and just to be so close to, you know, just to be so close to so many people like that just seems unrealistic. At least, I mean, I don't know. For me personally, I think it's going to be. We have a bet going on at work where everyone's talking about when we're going to open again, and you know, the closest to the opening date wins or whatever. So I had my date is August 1st. So we'll see.
August. As long as it's before GCon.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's weird right now. We just got an email today saying that you know, no one's allowed to come on property, which feels weird. Yeah, like it's only you know, security, custodial people, that type of thing, even allowed on property. So
That's it.
And the
Game over.
cats.
And the cat.
I mean, I was there for 21 years. It was a good run. Yeah.
You got your watch. You're good.
Yeah, I got my you know, my certificates and awards and everything. So
They say that Disney is losing $30 million a day.
Wow.
It's a good thing their movies make billions of dollars.
They're not doing so well. They're not doing so well because the parks are closed.
the parks, the cruise lines.
It's too bad they're not making $6.99 a month from everyone on the planet. Oh wait, they are. They're not making any money. Disney's just fine.
I don't know, George.
Do you have Disney Plus, Ben?
I do have Disney Plus.
CB?
Yep.
Scott?
Yeah, for free.
Oh, well, you don't count. Sergio? Do you have Disney Plus, Sergio? See? Look how much money they're making. Janky, you got it?
I got it through Verizon, but I've got it.
All right.
They gave it away for free.
Kevin, I'm guessing you don't have it. I don't know why. For some reason, I just don't picture you having it. Do you have it, Kevin?
Oh yeah, I have it.
Oh, he does. Look at this. Shocking. Jack?
I have it through Verizon, yeah.
So look, everyone here.
I should be able to use Disney Plus as a tax write-off now because I just used it for my for business work the other day.
So,
Hint, hint.
Looking up Hulk pants, you have to verify that they're the correct Hulk pants.
Yeah.
well, guys, we have been going at this for a little more than an hour. We actually have over 20 people watching us.
Awesome.
Thanks for
Kudos to you, watchers.
Before we sign off here,
Hopefully they're all Mythic Legions fans.
some people, I actually had somebody say that they get their retail therapy by buying Mythic Legion figures.
Oh, awesome.
Before we sign off, is there anybody in the chat that's watching us that would like to ask us any question at all?
Benny.
This is raw.
It's raw. It's unedited. It's real. It's really happening.
Other descriptive terms.
We're not messing around here. Ask us whatever you want. We're here for your entertainment. Do you want Kevin to eat more Cheetos?
I'm out of Cheetos. Somebody buy me some more Cheetos.
Oh, it's over.
Someone wants
I
us
have a
to scream
question, Ben.
Mulan.
Are those hot toys behind you there?
Those are hot toys behind me. I showed them off last time, but
Oh, look at that DeLorean. Holy crap.
I do have my DeLorean. I don't have my my Back to the Future figures in there because
Oh, Cheeto Burger.
they're actually in another room, my Back to the Future room. But I have all the Avengers
Nice.
up there. And then I have like Star Wars figures. And I have the one thing I actually ended up buying, like I think it was in Hong Kong, was if you see right there.
Yeah. I saw.
Nice, Janky.
That's the Tron bike from Hot Toys, the new Tron.
Wow.
So I have that as well. And then
That's cool.
I have a lot of like, I have Keys behind me. I have Joe Ledbetter toys, Dr. A toys, a bunch of Ron English toys. Like,
Wow.
And then I have my big toy right there.
The real deal.
The real
What a
deal.
nerd. 1-to-1 scale.
Which I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh man, I need to like clean it up a little bit and put some air in the tires. And
Was that like a holy grail for you?
the DeLorean, the real DeLorean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like that's
How long have you had that, Ben? You've had it for a while, right?
I got it when I was in my 20s. So yeah, I've had it now for well over 10 years. And when I bought it, I had to put a good amount of work into it. It was lowered. It was like literally right on the ground. Whoever owned it before dropped it.
Who would do
Oh my
that?
gosh.
They low-roaded DeLorean.
They lowered
Bad
it, so
taste.
when you drove it, it looked like it was actually hovering. It was pretty cool.
Oh.
Every time you'd hit any kind of bump, it's like forget it. You'd feel everything on the road. So I raised it up to factory standards, and I had to get all kinds of stuff inside replaced because the leather was ripping off certain pieces, and a lot of stuff like it had to be framed. Like I had to put a little bit of love into it, which is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that summer's back and hopefully the rain's gone, I might break a few laws and drive it around. What is that, Sarah Joe?
You're allowed to drive, by the way.
Yeah.
No.
It's a
Just don't open
trivet.
your
Not in DeLoreans, though.
What is that, Sarah Joe?
It's a junky trivet.
A chunky
What?
what?
It's a trivet.
Yankee
You
trivet?
put it under like a hot thing. It has the Matterhorn on it.
Oh.
It's just a junky trivet. I don't know. I did. I've been trying to shout out like independent artists. So I just want to shout out Agent Wednesday. Agent Wednesday hasn't left her apartment in New York in like 3 or 4 weeks, and she's just in there with her cat. But she made this, and it's funny to me because you can see all the reasons it's funny.
Mommy, what are you holding?
She makes all kinds of clever things. She's also a burlesque performer. This is a pin pack of, they all have different Jackie Chan pictures on it. Jackie instead of Barbie.
Yeah.
Can, okay.
I get it.
Uh,
I get it now.
Anyway, Agent Wednesday, you guys.
What's is her website just Agent Wednesday or?
Yeah, you can look her up on Instagram. She makes tons of stuff. She's a designer. And
Mommy,
she bedazzles everything and
Mommy,
makes clever things that make her
the
laugh.
jacket
Hold
off
on,
of
I have
her.
this child.
Jakey, we have a question from the live audience that says, Jakey, you do the cats for the toy company Super Plastic.
do I do the cats for the no? But I do the super plastics for the toy company Janky. That's going to be my next release. I like the Janky cats, but I wish they'd Googled before they named it.
Check the name, make sure nobody's using it.
I mean, they're way bigger than I am. It's a cool product. There's so many good artists attached to it. We joke about it. I don't care. It's fine. But
So that's
they did replace.
They use the name Dunny.
Yeah.
So.
Hit them up for royalties.
Yeah. When you Google me now, it's I'm buried under cats, but it's cool.
Oh, buried under cats.
I'm also going to watch the movie Cats this week to just fill my whole cat life. So
Wow.
yeah.
You just love torture.
So we got a howdy hey from a few people.
Nice.
Samuel, do you have any toys that you want to show us?
Right here in my hand.
We can't end the show without a toy from Samuel.
So this is a ship from Ninjago. It's a show on Netflix, kids show. And I switched the pilot to, instead of a ninja, it's an X-wing pilot.
Nice.
By choosing. On the side, there's these two parts that don't match, which with the other is that piece right there and that piece. There was some pieces and that piece right there and that piece. Those pieces I took off for the set because they actually look like Star Wars Lego credits. But I needed those pieces, so I just put my own things there.
Customization. Nice.
Oh, and then this ship totally isn't just this. It's this. I
Oh.
Show the back. How it fans out. Yeah.
Ooh.
Whoa.
I did break a piece here. There's a little lever. The lever's jamming it. Anyway, and then right here, you come back in, and then where is it? This right here, this blue, is actually a projectile.
Nice.
A
You built
projectile.
that?
This is a Lego set of my upgrading.
Nice. That's good.
Mauser.
Nice work.
Thanks, Samuel.
Thanks,
And
Samuel.
I might be here for the rest of the show, just trying to
Okay,
find where
well,
that
you
piece-
can just stand over
yeah.
here while we.
I found the piece.
Somebody's asking if I insure all the great stuff behind me, and that answer is I don't think so. No, I don't have insurance. But before we end the show, I did want to mention one thing. We do have janky, nice background, by the way. We do have some friends that ran into some problems. It's a GCon vendor and a friend of ours by the name of Han Cholo. If you guys
Oh,
yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
they make awesome pins. They make awesome like geek jewelry. You can check them out on Instagram and their website at Han Cholo. So recently, Han Cholo got robbed,
Oh man.
which is awful. Awful that people, especially in like the stuff that we're going through already right now, that happened to them. And
Are you taking on 3D Retro?
yeah, so we have posted stuff up on 3D Retro, and like I said, it's on their Instagram. They posted pictures of suspects that they caught on their cameras and some of the items that were stolen. And you know, usually what happens is when an item is stolen, it ends up on eBay or some other type of website that they're trying to sell it. So if you guys have some time, please check it out. Support our friends at Han Cholo. Take a look. See if you recognize the guys. See if you have seen the items being sold on eBay. And if you have anything that can help them, it would be
Cool,
great.
Jack.
Small community here, so we're trying to help everybody as much as we can.
The
That
worst is
sucks.
that
Yeah, the
people-
pictures they posted, they got wiped out, man. That sucks.
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
not
They
even
really?
art,
Wow.
because people like
Yeah.
smashed all the art that they didn't take. Like it was like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Like just rob it. Don't smash everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so really
Let's be
sad.
personal.
Yeah, sounds personal.
Yeah, it's not cool. Not cool. All right, guys. Anything else before we wrap it up for the day?
Believe so.
All right. Well-
Storehorseman.com, sourcehorseman.com, Legion's Cabal on Facebook.
Awesome. I
Nice.
was just gonna ask you, did you want to tell anyone, Eric, like where they can find you? Like, but you got it.
Well,
Home.
I just told them. Yeah, but I'm at home right now. But yeah, storehorseman.com is where we do all of our online retail stuff. SourceHorseman.com is the main outlet for all Four Horsemen and Mythic Legions news. And the official Four Horsemen Mythic Legions Facebook fan page is Mythic Legions Cabal.
Nice. Scott, anything from your side that you want to tell people?
Just be on the lookout for more releases. I usually post on Instagram, on my Instagram account, not so much on Facebook or Twitter or anything like that.
Friday for the Dunny.
Yeah, for that, and then any other upcoming releases that I have, and that's on my Instagram at Mr. Scott Collison.
Cool.
Did you
No,
find the
Sean
face
look
coverings?
What?
And then you know, everybody else, Sarah Joe, anything coming out from DKE that we should know about, or just keep an eye on the Instagram?
I don't know. We're just here at home. Yeah, follow DKE Toys on Instagram. He announces everything there.
George, anything from Double G?
No.
Okay.
He's like, no.
Yankee, you working on anything?
I actually did just start a brand new project last week, but it's in its
Oh.
infancy, so I'm not going to talk about it quite yet. But
Top secret.
it'll be fun.
Yeah, we got Jack in here. You don't want to say too much. You might.
Yeah. Well, it'll be something I think Eric will like, actually.
And, Jack, of course, you have Vinyl Pulse.
Pants?
Yeah,
Yeah, pants.
just
pants.
vinylpulse.com and Instagram, Vinyl Pulse, Twitter, Facebook, Vinyl Pulse. Yeah.
Awesome. And Kevin. Well, Kevin's just Kevin. Life of
That's not
Cotton.
Kevin.
Kevin organized his shoes this week.
That's true.
Yeah.
Kevin broke quarantine and went to Hawaii. Look at that.
Amazing.
Yeah, I understand.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us for this live. If you weren't able to watch it live, then hopefully you guys enjoyed the show afterwards. Please don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to leave a comment if you want to see something in the next episode that we are not doing in these. You know, it's a learning process for us. Let us know. Give us your comments and all that good stuff. And, you know, thank you, Eric, for joining us as a special guest. Scott, we'll see you next week again. That's it. We'll keep you on as a regular, hopefully.
Ben's going to
Thank
learn
you.
how to
It's
share
fun.
his screen, hopefully.
You get my. I will learn
Hey,
how to share the
hey,
screen.
Ben.
Yes. And he's frozen.
Ben, hang on one second. Just don't end it. I
What?
just want to see if this works.
Okay.
Does anyone see that, or does that not work?
Yeah.
No, we see it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. So I wanted to talk about this real quick, since we can do like show photos. This is a toy. Currently, there's only
do
one of
that.
them. It's called Fat Boy. It's by this artist Bjorn Hume. I'm not sure if that's how he pronounces his name. Anyway, he goes by Vinyl Intelligence on Instagram, and he is a veteran character animator. He's worked on a lot of the Battlefield video games, but this is sort of his first quote serious art toy, and so he sculpted this thing and cast it and painted it. So it's pretty neat. So I thought I'd just share that.
That's not a 3D rendering.
Nope.
That
Nope.
is
If you go to
It's pretty damn
if you go to
impressive.
Vinyl Intelligence, you can see the various parts that he's casting and the silicone
right.
molds he has, and then he has like a short video of the bike and such.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How much is
And
the
you
bike?
can see a close up of the bike to see that it really was like sculpted.
Yeah, when you look at the shirt, you can see the texture of the glitter on the
Yeah.
shirt. But yeah, it looks rendered. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Nice.
Cool.
Very cool. I just realized that
Cool.
you
So we can share
scroll through
photos.
here
That
and
wasn't too bad.
How did you do that, Jack?
I just realized you could scroll through and see multiple people on the screen at once. I've been staring at one person the whole time.
What are you staring at?
You could actually on top, Eric, you see
Continue.
a little button that says grid view on the top right corner. And if you go grid view, you
Gallery
see
view.
all of us.
Gallery
Well,
view.
for some reason, mine is only showing 4 at a time, but whatever. I've seen.
Oh, are
guys.
you using a phone? On a phone,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what it
on-
does.
Oh, that's why.
Okay, on a phone, that's what it does.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, next time, I'm sure we'll have you on again, Eric. I
All
hope
right,
you
it was
have you
fun.
guys- we hope you have you guys. And that's the advantage of doing this from our homes, that we don't have to do it in the studio and have you fly in to do this. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yep. I'm
All
not
right.
going anywhere.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Keep an eye on our Instagram, Toy Geeks BTC, behind the counter, which is now behind.
Rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. Rolls right off.
Whenever
Which
we start
can
to
you
get a
name?
big head, George is
Roll.
right there to be like, yeah.
Thank you. And most importantly,
George
everyone
is
watching,
suggesting.
we remind everyone, please stay safe, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay positive. And we
Stay
will, and stay home.
Stay home.
Stay home, everybody. And we will see you guys next week, hopefully. All right?
Positive energy.
Yeah, positive. All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.